everybody, and welcome back to another movie review vlog. And today I'm taking a look at Birds of Prey, the something emancipation of Harley Quinn. Basically, it's just a Harley Quinn movie, if you guys haven't noticed by the title. And of course, the marketing campaign didn't work out too well, which is why they had to change it to Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey. So, they have to work with what they got. Birds of Prey is another installment in the DC Extended Universe line, where this time around, we focus more on the aspects of Harley Quinn and a group of other badass female fighters and vigilantes who take it upon themselves to take out one of the most notorious mob bosses in Gotham City. Now, first off, I just wanted to say that this movie is a step above Suicide Squad on so many levels. For one thing, you got a lot more of these actors and characters pretty much flushed out for the most part. The music is actually well put together as for the soundtrack. And of course, you got a lot of well-rounded characters with a decent storyline, making the storyline very grounded, which is more believable to a lot of aspects, I think. For one thing, I did enjoy Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, which has more, she gave off more of a fleshed out character, giving off more of her backstory and what she does. And over time throughout this movie, you tend to figure out that she does have a bit more of a moral code to herself. She wouldn't mind beat up police officers and shoot them with beanbags and glitter bombs, but not killing them, but wouldn't mind wasting a few gangbangers and bikers and other criminals who wouldn't mind killing her as well. So this is something I did enjoy, which is a huge breath of fresh air. Some of the other characters were also pretty interesting for themselves, especially with an all-female cast, which is still relatively new to the aspects of Hollywood, which if you looked at some of the more recent movies over the last couple of years with an all-female cast, they haven't done too well, except for the solo leads for the most part. And I gotta say, for this group of female cast members to come together like this, I think it worked out pretty well. Sure, it did have a bit of a generic storyline for itself. Little girl steals a diamond, she hides it, then they do an entire chase plot in order to get to this girl that has the diamond, the sort of typical shtick that you see in a lot of other basic plot points of a movie, which gets all the characters motivated to get them where they're going. Now, aside from the ladies of the group, I really did enjoy the two main male actors who were also vicious villains in this movie. Ewan McGregor was actually fantastic as Black Mask. Sure, he didn't show as much of the mask featured like he does, but as the villain himself, who with a very vain individual with a lot of severe anger management issues, it kind of works very well for the character, getting easily triggered and also having a jealous boyfriend who wouldn't mind watching him or others being tortured in the process, which, if you ask me, seems like the perfect combination for a evil power couple. Now, aside from the generic plot, one of the other main problems that I had with this movie was that the editing felt really off at times. And that's pretty much half the time, I would have to say. Not to spoil too much, but there were scenes in this movie where Harley Quinn will go into certain plot points of the movie where something would happen midway through, but then she would have to say something along the lines of, oh, let me rewind the clock a little bit so I can explain how I got to here. Or they actually bring in another character, then they kind of pause with her interrupting everybody, then showing the character's backstory for a few minutes, which I'll admit, it's not nearly as annoying as the character backstories from Suicide Squad, but it may work well on a pen and paper on a comic book, but not so much when it comes to the movies. So overall, I would have to say Birds of Prey was actually pretty decent, a few tiers above, and a lot of the expectations. Another disappointing part about this is that I wish a lot more people would actually be a lot more open-minded for movies like this. But hopefully, as time goes on, and if the next Suicide sequel does very well for itself, box office-wise, and also a high critic rating-wise for next year, hopefully we will get to see a lot more of these things. But for now, as it stands, I would have to give Birds of Prey a solid 3 out of 5 stars. A lot of great stuff in here. It's not exactly a waste of your time, and it's a great way to spend a couple of bucks or watch it for a couple of hours on a rental or on a streaming service. So if you guys have the chance, go ahead and take a look at it. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. And with that said, that pretty much concludes this week's movie review vlog. And if you guys have your own opinions about what you thought about the movie, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. If you guys have a new request for any movie reviews for me to review, feel free to hit me up on my Patreon account for the low price of $1 a month, where I will take any and all requests for the right price. And with that said, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.